Hello, hello, hello. It must be Tuesday, because I'm here and nobody's there. Because, you know, that's the way it goes, because it's too soon. Oh no, 2 people have jumped in already. Wow, that's amazing. Maybe one of them's a soccer account. We'll never know. We'll never know. Well, I'll know at the end of the stream. Whew, a bit warm. It's been a bit warm. It's cool out there, but Lock Towers is warming up. For it's been beautiful. The last few days been absolutely gorgeous. In fact, the weather's been really nice. We'll do the weather report first, shall we? We'll do the weather report. Yes, I have to be quiet, for it's a school night and the kids are in the middle of mock exam season, so we have to be careful. We have to be sensitive to such things. And yeah, here we are again. I don't know what does anyone want to talk about. I ask every week, nobody answers. So I don't know. What do you want to talk about? I don't know. Anyone? Anyone out there? No? It's very quiet. Oh, Zeb's in. Good evening. Good evening. And DJ's in and says hello. Hello. So what do you want to talk about? Anyone? Anyone? Anyone got anything they want to discuss? No? Or should we just stare at each other in silence? We can do that. I don't mind. What do you want to do? DJ says, glad you're alive since you can talk about a certain concert film I saw on Sunday. Oh, what? Stephen Wilson, was it? Stephen Wilson? I don't know. ABT's talking about Pink Floyd, but everybody's seen that. Zeb says, I'm surprised you bought Sound of the World, the second disc Simon album. I bought it because I'm a stupid completist, and you know, and I think Amazon actually ends up saving me money. For those who didn't know, Sound of the World by Anthony Phillips is out. It's a restored edition, and I bought it because it's an Anthony Phillips, and I like to read the little booklets. I like to read the booklets because the booklets have little essays in, reminding me of days gone by. So it's very much a historical document. And the second disc is very much like the first. You know, they're just demos. It's more the same. You know, it's very much the same. But yeah, there's a reissue of Radio Clyde coming out in a couple of months too. So I think that's been expanded as well. I think that was announced the other day. So yeah, I'm a bit of a sucker because there's not a lot going on. Because there's not a lot really happening, and you know, I like to support Anthony Phillips. He's never done me any harm. He's never done me. He's never banned me, or blocked me, or done anything like that. So yeah, so Radio Clyde is coming out in June. There you go, Anthony Phillips, Radio Clyde. She'll include a linky link. Here is an affiliate link, so if you buy it, I will get a magic penny. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Oops, I need to copy it. Control C. Control. What? That's weird. Why won't you let me Control C, Control V? Oh. God damn it. Control C, Control V. There we go. That was weird. There you go. DJ. Oh, Alex is in. He says evening. DJ says I was at live Pompeii. Yeah, the mix is considered the mix considering the setting wasn't surrounded according to Wilson, but my Odeon had great surround with songs like On the Run. There you go. Andrew says, hello, my big day tomorrow, my birthday. Oh, I wonder if he's going to get the bumps this year. DJ said the price of the ticket was a bit overpriced, £20, especially if you wanted to bring multiple people. But it's a limited run release, and the Blu-ray isn't 4K for some ridiculous reason. Well, no, it'd have to be UHD 4K. Yeah, it was about $16.50 round my way, and no. No, so that's why I didn't go. And I think they only had like one showing at 6:30 on a Wednesday, so that wasn't going to happen. Never happening. I would like a nice early morning one at the weekend, please, but no, it's always evening. But it's because our cinema's miles away. You have to drive up to Harlow. I think they were showing it. And it's like a 40-minute drive and a 40-minute drive back. It's not. You don't really want to do that, you know. Andrew's just 21 again. Indeed, as episode rumours that Mr. Wilson will be remixing the early Floyd albums. Why? DJ says it was 2:45 for me on a Sunday, and that was the last one. No, we didn't have it around here. It was all evening showings, I believe, up at Harlow. I don't think there was an afternoon one. From what I saw, I might be wrong, but they only had like two showings. I think they were like evening ones, so it was a no-no. But yeah, oh dear. I mean, Wilson remixing the Floyd, oh god, does it ever end? I'm getting a bit tired of it all, to be quite honest. But hey, I suppose that's alright, if you like that kind of thing. He said. Yeah. You can buy them all again. Woo! That's because Sony, isn't it? Sony bought the catalogue, and so Sony want their money back, and so they said, Mr. Wilson, you can do this shit really quickly. Turn it around, my boy. Turn it around. So yeah, it's just a bit tiresome, isn't it? DJ says, to be honest, I didn't notice Steve tampering with the mix too much. He brought up the vocals and tried to make it feel like you were there. It's like DJ says again, he said it wasn't too surrounded because it was literally done in front of no audience besides two people at the back. Well, yeah, it's Pompeii. I imagine at the time, I don't know, maybe they would have done like multi-track mixes, because there is a desk there, but it could have been that they just bounced it down to stereo. They would have just done like a stereo mix on the fly, because it would have been quicker and easier to just, you know, drop it down to stereo and you know, just tweak that mix. But you know, it's always sounded pretty good. Again, you're tweaking with things that already sounded okay. You know, when they said, "Oh, he's remixing it," you just go, it gets, you know, it gets ridiculous now. I think again, it's just a label to get people to be invested in it. You know, the Stephen Wilson seal of approval. You know, that's great if you're into all that. Again, I don't know. I don't really feel like I've not pre-ordered anything or bought it, or you know, because I bought the DVD and I bought the VHS and I bought the DVD, and you know, I'm like, I might hold back on this because just in case they do bring out a 4K UHD. You know, I don't know if I want to buy the LP. You know, the LP seems a bit redundant because it is a concert film. You know, so I don't know. I'm feeling a bit now that the Floyd have sold out. I feel a bit reluctant to buy the product because it ain't the Floyd. You know, you're not really supporting the Floyd, you're supporting Sony Music, as it were. So, you know, I'm not really that interested. You know, I'm interested in the quality of the film. I think that, you know, I think what they've done to the new scan, I think is quite nice. But again, I think they should have done a 4K UHD release. If you're going to rescan it, you might as well, you know, go the whole hog. But the thing with the Floyd is they'll get you to buy that, or whoever's doing this, Sony, is you'll get you to buy this, and then in a year's time they go, oh, here's the 4K version. Give us your money, you know. Cynical, isn't it? Andrew says, what do you think about Nirvana, Kurt Cobain? Any interest? Well, Andrew, I hate to break it to you, but Kurt Cobain's dead. He blew his brains out with a shotgun. Or did Courtney do it? So Nirvana's not really active at the moment. So, but you might want to check out an offshoot called the Foo Fighters. You know, you might be surprised by them. So yeah, sorry to break it to you. You know. Where are we? DJ says there were a couple of shots where they were indoors, clearly recorded. Colour grade was much brighter, which mostly works. Oh, yeah, that's always been there. There were some intercut scenes where they're playing in front of a green screen, you know, and superimposed over. That's always been in the edit, you know. I always find that bit quite amusing. I guess they did that for dynamism, you know, just to make it, you know, that was more like a, I don't know, an editorial decision, you know, a visual decision rather than it being of any practical use. But no, those shots have always been in there. But I think now, because they're doing colour grading and whatnot, you'll probably notice it a bit more. Renee is in. Andrew says, oh, he's talking to Renee. DJ says, one good thing to come from the Sony deal is possible Wall movie re-release. You mean The Wall, which I have here on Blu-ray, which one day I will get around to reviewing. I probably won't, because nobody cares. Oh, that's the problem with having a redundant channel that's kind of shadow banned, you know. So I can do the greatest video in the world and it will just be a tribute. I tried to make the greatest video in the world, but this was just a tribute. They're saying good morning. They should get a room. Renee and Andrew should just get a room. DJ says the theatre release was 4K for Pompeii. The Blu-ray never is not. But of course it'd be 4K because it's on a big screen. That's my point. They rescanned the film, and what you're seeing is the 4K edition in the theatre. And I will guarantee that it will come out. It will come out in 4K. Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're doing are they doing a digital version? Is there a digital version? Let me have a look. Let me see if there's a digital version coming out. Where would I find that? God, how can you search for anything on Apple anymore? They've moved everything around. Is it under Apple TV now? Yeah. So search. What's it called? Up Pompeii? Is that right? Pink Floyd. Pompey. It never looks right, does it? It never looks right when you do Pompey. Pompeii. See, it looks like No, Pompey's wrong. Pompeii. Pompeii. No, I can't see anything. I can't see anything there. Is there any Pink Floyd available at all? Yeah, you've got Pulse. Delicate Sound of Thunder. Are those in the old 4Ks? No. HD. How do we get back? Delicate Sound of Thunder. Oh, Delicate Sound of Thunder is in the 4K. So, if they release it on the old digitals, there is a good chance that it might be 4Ks. Yeah. Now I'm just looking at stuff. Don't look at stuff. Engage with the audience, Darren. Minor says, Darren, did you consider the early years of Chicago as prog? No, because they're American. Oh, do I have to state this one more time? Progressive music is primarily a British concern. Anything else is a mere facsimile. That always annoys people, but this was borne out by Steve Howe at the Prog Awards a few years back. Even he said it, right? So I'm talking truth. And you go, oh, but Darren, no. Oh, and you'll name some crap band like Rush or PFM. And go, oh, no. They are merely facsimiles. You know, it's like country and western, right? If a guy from Birmingham, UK, if a Brummie starts doing country and western music, it's not country and western music, is it? No, it's a facsimile of it. It's a cultural facsimile. You could say cultural appropriation. And that always annoys people. And I'm not saying it to annoy people. I'm saying it because it's the facts. It's the fact of the matter. You know, it's like classical music is primarily a European concern, right? It's a European concern. Anything else that came out of like America is aping what went on in Europe. Do you see? You don't see. Well, that's fine. That's because you're blind and you don't want to admit it. Because you hate it when I'm right. I can't help it. You know, it's just the way I was made. DJ says, what I meant was about the colour grade was the outside shots of the original looked grey and less bright as the final was brighter. Oh, okay. Well, maybe someone fell asleep on the console. But there are some shots. What I mean is there are some shots in it where they're doing green screen, like early green screen, and I thought that would be a bit more jarring because the colour grading would be off because that was done in the studio, I believe. I'm trying to remember it. It's been a while since I've watched it, you know. So, DJ says it didn't even start with the concert. It cut to an ad of the vinyl, and you waited 45 seconds. You could scan a QR code to pre-order the vinyl with your phone, despite a warning saying no phones. You can, you can't. Give me the money. Give me the money. DJ ads. It also started with 2 minutes of the heartbeat. 2 minutes! That's to allow Pink Floyd fans to get to their seats. Because, you know, Pink Floyd fans are a little bit old these days. And they need a bit of time. You know, because their hips and that, and their prostate, it takes them a long time in the bathroom. So, when they hear the heartbeat in the toilet, they know it's time to head out with their Zimmer frames to get to their seats. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to hell, and you're coming with me. Renee says, "Do you know the Lake Poets? There's a song called Shipyards, the beginning tune of Netflix series about Sunderland. I got a CD today. Love that song." Lake Poets of the band? No, I'm not familiar with their work. Andrew says Robert White did shipbuilding song. He did. They were only shipbuilding. Elvis Costello. But you want the Pink Floyd link? Nick Mason produced Robert Wyatt's I'm a Believer. I think he played on it as well. Yeah. Big controversy about that when Wyatt went on Top of the Pops, and they said, you're going to have to get rid of the wheelchair. It's not a good look. He goes, but I can't use my legs. I can put you on a chair instead, you know. It's like, yeah, but I'm in a wheelchair, you know. Disability. DJ says, a little bit of time meanwhile, 15 minutes of stupid ads. Well, you've got to get the ads in, you know. Money, money, money. Hustle, hustle, hustle. DJ did, yeah, but yeah, it was one of those days with shots of Pompeii and QR code to order the vinyl, and then it started with black screen and dark side art for 2 minutes. They went for the 2001 beginning. Oh Jesus! Anything to extend it. It's because the actual thing is only about 40 minutes long, isn't it? And so they go, well, we've had nearly 20 quid out of them in ticket money. We've got to make it worth their while. I know. Why don't we play it twice? What they should have done is they should have done a version in black and white, the Pink Floyd noir version in mono. You know, for all the people that like mono. Oh, that would have gone down well. And they should have played it back to back. You'd have got your money's worth then. You see, they need me. They need me on the marketing. They need me. So I'm like 4 steps ahead of everyone. 4 steps. DJ said, I hadn't seen Pompey before, so this was my first time. Well, he had his cherry plucked at the cinema. There you go. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's good, isn't it? I remember watching it on VHS all those years ago and then being utterly disappointed by the DVD edition. I was so excited when it was announced. I was so excited when I bought it. And boy, you should have seen my jaw when I played it. It was like, what the fuck? But hey, oh well. So it goes. DJ says, hearing One of These Days in surround rocking out like hell was great. Oh, it's very good, that one. It's the best bit. And that bit, I always worry he's going to drop a drumstick. Always worry. Because, you know, he's playing with such vim and vigour. You always worry he's going to drop a drumstick. And how would he recover? If he drops a drumstick, how would Nick Mason recover? He's got all the cameras around him. You wouldn't want to drop a drumstick. Not when everyone's filming you. So I'm just hoping he never drops a drumstick when I watch it, because I'll be very concerned. Very concerned indeed. The whole thing was 1 hour 32 behind the scenes interview in between. Yeah. About 40 minutes. Isn't it? It's about 40 minutes. I'm sure it's 40 minutes. It's not an hour and a half. I'm sure I've never sat watching an hour and a half of Pink Floyd live at Pompeii. They must have added some bits. They must have slowed it down in places. They must have done. They must. They slowed it down. DJ says, I read online that Gene Siskel, Roger Ebert's friend, liked the interviews but thought they added nothing to the conclusive about the band, but some of the comments have aged poorly. Lol. Well, again, you see, you've got to remember Pink Floyd are fairly anonymous. Nobody knew what a Pink Floyd was back then. And so it's quite a unique thing, because you've got Pompeii. Right, you've got Pompeii. And then you've got them doing the thing. They're doing the thing that they become the most known for. Right? And that's what's unique about it. I always thought it was really cool that it pulls you out of the more noodly bits, because it is a bit noodly in place, isn't it? A little bit noodly. And I always like the interviews, you know, the Abbey Road material, you know, when they're doing Dark Side. I like it. What do you mean it's too toppy? You know, I like those bits, and you get to see the band doing what the band does, and you go, blimey. If you look at the veins on his arms are really sticking up, I hope he hasn't taken anything. That's what you think. Zeb says they look stoned out of their brains in those interviews. Alex says bought a blues box side guitar the other day for £20. Great fun. You can plug it in. It's only got 3 strings. Tuned to GDG. That sounds like that is a dulcimer tuning, Alex. Did you know that? You're playing a dulcimer. DJ says David Gilmour said things like his disagreement with Roger weren't that bad, and I'm like 20 years later you'll realise. Oh, I see. Yeah. Alex says recorded Pompeii off Sky Arts about a year and a half ago. It's good. That'll do me. Yeah, but new scan, new colours for you to see. You know. Andrew says the alarm frontman has died. Yeah, I know, but guess what? I'm still here. I'm staying on. Mike Peters, he'd been suffering from blood cancer, leukemia, for about 30 years. I remember when that story broke, crikey, originally, and you know it looked a bit touch and go for him back in the day, and I think it was amazing he carried on for so long. I can't say I'm a big fan of the Alarm. They're up there with Big Country, that kind of music. It's all right if you like kind of anthems and things. Welsh band, I believe. Weird. Here's my Alarm story. When I was a member of Her Majesty's Press, me and the missus went to Dublin to cover a media company. They do packaging and CDs and that kind of stuff, tapes. This is my early millennia. It was back when John Anderson was still with Yes, because funny enough there was an interview in the local news with John Anderson talking about him working with Yes, which was quite strange. Thought it was a very interesting bit of coincidence. But anyway, I'm digressing. So we went to this place, and I was talking to the guy who worked there, who owned it, and him and his missus were big fans of the Alarm. So you pretend to be, oh really? Oh, Mike Peters. Oh, so you pretend, because you know that's what you do when you're a journo. Is you mirror the person. You know, so you gain their trust, you gain their confidence. Like I'm doing with you now. You know, it's like I'm doing what I'm doing now. You see, it's part of all the skills of being a journo. Like I was ever a real journo. I was like, yeah, interview people, but not real. Like kind of a journo. I always feel it funny when I say that, because you interview people and you do all that stuff, but you're not like, a Fleet Street journalist. You're just somebody working for a trade mag, So I always find it funny. I remember when I first started out, and I'm rushing to take photographs. I'm covering a lottery thing. Michael Barrymore was giving some winner a big cheque in London. This is when the lottery was a big thing, and when it first started, I think it was one of the first lottery winners. And I'm running across town to get to it, and the tubes are playing up. So I'm jumping on and off trains with my camera bag around my neck. Not digital camera, proper camera in those days. With a big lens and everything, and I'm thinking to myself, journalist, never felt comfortable with it. Never felt comfortable with the idea. But there I am snapping away, and writing down what's been said, recording, writing down, and you always find it a bit odd. But anyway, I've got off the topic. So anyway, talking about that. Anyway, these people that run this media company in Dublin, big fans of the Alarm, and they also ran the official Alarm fan club. You could say I was alarmed. That's the punchline, but that was true. And they told me all about the Alarm for about 10 to 15 minutes. When I wasn't really there for that, I was there to listen to them talk about their product range and everything. But they were really enthusiastic about the Alarm. So you don't like to stop them, do you? You just let them do their thing. So yeah, there you go. The Miner says, thanks for the insight. I never know it because, as we all know, always labelling your music with some kind of genre well, look, look, look. It's just what I say, all right? And I'm horrible, and everybody hates me. So don't take what I say with any importance. It's not important. Just look at me. What the fuck am I? I'm no one. So you don't have to listen to me. But that's how I view things. You know, I view it as a particular genre of music, you know, and it's British. You know, so everything else I always find a little bit inauthentic. I always find it a little like they're copying, you know, what's gone on. So and that's just my opinion. That's why I have such little opinion of bands like Chicago or any of that lot, because it's not really particularly progressive, you know. But then, you know, I'll talk about bands like Tortoise, who none of you listen to, and they are progressive. You see, that's peculiar. Because there's the whole progressive thing, isn't there? And so, you know, it's a little bit odd like that. But anyway, don't listen to me. I know nothing. DJ says that is actually the first time I heard about the news. That is sad. Rana says The Alarm, good band in the 80s. Zib says, I've read this. Jacko Jackson has announced a new song album, Son of Glenn. So, yeah. Any interest? Absolutely not. I have no interest in anything that man does. Sorry. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's musically that interesting. He's quite dull. People rate him. I don't. And that's got nothing to do with anything to do with any of that stuff. But I find him, just like Wilson, very inauthentic. You know, he's traded off his family history for decades. You know, he's made a whole career out of being adopted, and that's it. And now it's about his father. You know, so keep going, man. Keep going. This, you know, that's his shtick, and I'm really not interested. I don't find him that interesting as a player. I can't stand the way he sings. Everything he does is kind of mediocre and meh. But people like that kind of stuff, you know. Just listen to, was it A Scarcity of Melodies? You know, Sparsity of Melodies or whatever it was called. Just listen to that. But yeah, I did notice that. That was, I think it was announced last week, and I did listen to the song with the missus because she hates him as much as I do. And also I forgot, I do actually, you know, I do actually hate the guy. I've hexed him many times. That's probably why every time he has a record out, the record company goes bust. This one's on, I think it's on Inside Out, so he's open, but you know. But yeah, he wrote some bad things about me back in the day, so you know, there's no love lost there. He's a particularly abysmal person. He's not particularly nice. There's a great, if I can find it. Oh God. There you go. Here's the time when he took on Millwall Football Club. Oh, why won't you do the thing, man? What is wrong with you? Sorry, it's not. Why won't you do the thing? Oh, because I'm putting in the wrong bit. Wait a minute. There you go. This is an article in which a certain musician got involved. Yeah, there you go. And this is all about racism at Millwall. Millwall, for those of you who don't know, are a South London football club who had a bit of a bad history with, well, actually club violence and whatnot. And I'll just read you the quote here. Soon after one of the growing list of race equality busybodies who seem to have no motive but to cast Millwall fans as in the worst possible light, sent a copy of his correspondence with Reg Burr to the fanzine when Saturday comes. His name was Jacko Jackshit. He said that he'd heard Reg Burr claim that racism had been all but eliminated from Millwall, and went on to recount the experience of his visit to the old den in February. He decided to embellish his tales in a fashion that would become familiar to us. I have no doubt that he may have heard an individual or two shout racist abuse, but to pretend that someone was shouting "burn him, burn him," meaning to set them on fire rather than to take someone encouraging a winger to take him down for pace rather than undermine the credibility of his piece. Yeah, if someone shouts "burn him," it means to pace him, catch up with him, take him down, tackle him. It's a football thing. But Jacko thought it meant set them on fire because, he loses further credibility when he complained of men openly selling racist literature outside the ground, showing he just assumed that the lions roar and no one likes us, not to be respectable fanzines. Yeah, they're the names of fanzines run by Millwall fans. He ended his letter stating that he would not bother going to the new ground, ironically named Senegal Fields. Reg Burr's reply went down in folklore. Perhaps he just had enough of prats like Jacko. The open space sports field upon which we built our new stadium is owned by the London Borough of Lewisham and was named by them Senegal Fields. I do not think we will miss you at the new den, and I must say I feel sorry for somebody who seems to be as sick as you are. Yeah. I like that because, that's a good one, that, isn't it? I do like that because he's another one who thinks he has a superiority complex over everyone, and that's nice. But like I said, he wrote some bad things about me back in the day, and and made some statements which were rather unseemly. I think I do have them saved on my hard drive somewhere, so if they ever take me to court, I've got evidence. I've got the evidence. I've got the receipts, as they say. So, so no, I don't have any time for him. He's, I think he's the one who was behind a lot of the bad blood between me and the DGM. I don't know that. It's very peculiar. Again, especially what Declan Colgan wrote about me. It sounds like it may have come from the mouth of Jack shit, but these things happen. But yeah, how's the joke go? How'd you get into King Crimson? You married a drummer's daughter. He's divorced from her now, though. So. But no, I've told you how little time I've got for Jack shit. No, very not a very nice man. There. But hey, why don't you go and buy the record? I'm sure it's very good. I'm sure it's very, very good. I'm sure the 12 people that will buy it will be bopping away to it. Bopping away. Alex says, got the vinyl of Life Saturday for £12 this week. It's a bit of a struggle, I must admit. There's a few good moments on it. What do you reckon to John Solo work? I like it. I think it's delightfully twee and fun. I think it's, again, I got it, crikey, I got it for £1, I think it was, back in the late 80s in, as it was, Sounds Familiar in Wood Street. And I got a lot of time for it. I think it's his best solo album. The rest are pretty crappy. Yeah, Song of Seven's pretty alright, and Three Ships with its Christmassy theme, I suppose you can put on at Christmas. But yeah, I mean, John Anderson is, you know, when he's left to run amok, and he's been threatening a sequel to Elias for many years. So yeah, but no, I like it. I think it's good fun. I think it's delightfully noodly, and it does some things musically that you know an amateur is at the controls. It's just it's out there. It's cosmic. You know what I'm saying? It's cosmic. Do 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 do. Love it. Minus says it's all right. Just having a good time. That's why I'm watching your channel. Still watching since 2015, 2016. I can remember. Oh, I'm ever so sorry, Miner. Oh God, I'm so sorry for wasting all your time. I really am. Like I said, I'm a terrible person, and you should never give me any time of day. I should be put back in my box and ignored, because I'm awful, terrible person. I mean, I've besmirched the good character of jack shit, haven't I? Oh dear. If only I cared. No, I don't care. I wish I could, but I don't. There you go. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for being here for so long. Crikey, I thought I'd been here a long time, Oh God, it's been so long. It's been so long. Yay. Any more for any more? Any more for any more? How long have we been doing? 40 minutes. Crikey, God, it's been dragging on. It's worse than last week. I'm still in a little bit of pain, I'm still getting twinges. Now this one, I'm gonna have to go and see that one. God, it's gonna cost me a fortune. I can't afford it. I might just take a hammer to my own mouth and knock my own teeth out. It's great fun. Zeb says saxophone versus violin. You want to make me choose? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say let's have both at the same time, played by the same person. Any more for any more? What do you want to talk about? Very, very quiet out there. It's very quiet. Whew. Any more? Is there a topic you want to talk about? Any news topic you want to deal with? I don't know. Okay. Anything at all? Dog camp, she's not in here. She's upstairs. She's probably on the bed. She's not like the other one. If she's here, I'd have showed you. So it's like no, sorry. I haven't really got anything else to show you, really. Wish there was like a show. Yeah, not really. Sorry. "19 people. I wonder how many of those are soccer accounts." Whew. Oh, that dropped down to That dropped down to 15. So I'd say that was 4, because that was instant. Let's have a look. Oh dear, I do love it when it does that. Is there any forthcoming albums you look forward to? No. I don't look forward to albums. There's nothing I look forward to at all. No, I mean, we've got these reissues coming out, haven't we? We've got like August Reach and Genesis, and I think just trying to think if there's anything else of any interest. No. I'm still waiting for my my record store day records to arrive. They were dispatched on Friday, so if I'm lucky I might get those tomorrow. But no, I don't. Is there anything you're looking forward to? Because I can't really think of anything. I don't think there is anything good coming out, is there? There's nothing new. There's nothing new coming out. I mean, I thought I might be excited about Wet Leg coming back, but I saw their performance and they were just ripping off Amel and the Sniffers, and I thought that was a bit poor, and it was a bit dull actually. I thought it was quite dull this time around. All the fun had gone from them, so you know, that was a bit boring. Second album syndrome, isn't it? Can you think of anything? What vinyl CD is high on your list? List of what? What kind of list? Shopping list? I don't know. I need help. There's not a lot really happening, is there? You know, there's not a. I mean, we need another Jethro Tull album or something, or another Steve Wilson album. I don't think there's a lot going on. Is there? Is there anything going on? I don't know. I mean, the only thing that's... I've got a few things on pre-order, right? So I showed you the Radio Clyde thing. I don't think I've ever owned a copy of that. I think I got a download off of eMusic years ago. So to actually own a physical copy is that thrilling? Probably not. But I've got a few like Blu-ray surround sound things coming. I pre-ordered the Roxy Music Avalon. I think that's coming out soon. Dire Straits' Brothers in Arms is getting another one. I think these are quite good value because they're like 20-25 quid, and they have all the like surround sound mixes on, and they're just things to have, you know. Yeah, I don't feel as ripped off as, you know, buying a vinyl or whatever. Urgis Ridge. You got the Eno and oh god, what's her name? He's doing a collaborative album, which is again it's expensive. It's I think that's coming out on June the 6th, and oh god, what's her name? I can never remember. I'm old. Brian, nah. What's the news? What's the news? I'm Brian Eno. Yeah, Beatty Wolf. They've got 2 albums coming out because why not? Why not? You know, why not bring out 2 albums that would cost, I don't know, 60 quid when instead you could just have one album. It's like, hey, let's do that. Oh, I don't want to click the box. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, you got luminal and lateral. The song Suddenly is out there. It's quite a pleasant song. Sounds suitably Ena. And there's also Big Empty Country, which is more of an ambient piece. So you've got those coming out on June the 6th. Am I looking forward to it? Again, I'm still trying to think whether or not to pony up the money for both, because it's going to cost me over 60 quid if I get them on vinyl. And I don't know whether to do that or whether just to stream it. You know, I don't know. Everything's just too expensive. Moan, whinge. Why couldn't they just release a double album, right, for 20 quid? Why? Why does everything have to be 60 quid now, you know? So you got that, I suppose. But, yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Where are we? Zeb says, would I rank I.O. in Gabriel's discography at the bottom? It's really bad. It's really a stinker. Don't like it. It's not very good. But it made me appreciate Up more. I thought Up was a stinker. I think Up is a work of brilliance now. Yeah, there's some bits I don't like on it, but it's still better than Panopticon. And some of those bits that, you know, it's not good. It's just not good. Andrew says, it makes me sad that Mike Oldfield has given up on music. Always felt he could do film soundtracks. Well, it's probably to do with his physical well-being, right? I don't want to go into the realm of rumour and speculation, but it's probably to do with his health more than anything. If he could make music, he would be making music, but I don't think he's in a good, you know, physical state to do so, from what I've heard and what I've read. But like I said, these are all rumours and speculation. So but don't be too sad. What's sad is that the reissue campaign that ended at the Killing Fields didn't continue onwards, because, you know, we would have had, oh crikey, what would we have had? Islands, Earth Moving, Amarok. Oh man, a surround sound version of Amarok. I know it must exist. I know that he must have worked on it, and that deserves to be released. It really does, you know, and it would have been nice just to get those, and you know, a surround version of Tubular Bells 2 would be lovely. Because I think it's a really good record. I think it's in some cases better than the original. I know that's a controversial thing to say, but as an album, it holds up better than the original. There's a bit of a dip on side 2 of Tubular Bells that I've never really got to grips with, you know, in terms of energy, which you don't get on Tubular Bells 2. You know, so it's a real shame that reissue campaign didn't continue. I think, you know, to keep interest in his career, it would have been good to, you know, push on through, you know, and also give some albums. I know some of those albums, well, I don't know, I think we might have actually got all the vinyls now. I'm trying to think, maybe like the later ones, like Music of the Spheres and things like that. I don't know if I don't think they had vinyl releases, but it would be nice to have a complete collection of vinyl. Maybe a box set or 3, I don't know, something where you can collect the eras of Mike Oldfield. I'm surprised they never did that properly. You know, they've done half-hearted attempts, but, you know, really good quality vinyl box set would be nice, but I don't think that's going to happen. And I think a lot of the interest is kind of waned. So when you get what we've got with this Ergist Ridge coming out on both surround sound and the vinyl, you know, it's kind of, crumbs from the table. It's like, yeah, you've got to kind of be happy that you're getting that. I know people moan about it. I've read a few people in the comments moaning. Don't have to buy it. You know, I'll probably get the vinyl as well. I mean, I've got the Blu-ray on pre-order, but I'll probably get the vinyl as well because I'm an idiot. I can't help myself. But I did purposely collect the Oldfield new stuff on vinyl, with the exception of Killing Fields, because you know, I'm not going to sit and listen to that. I'm sorry, I'm just never going to listen to it. So I never collected it. If I see a copy going cheap, I might pick one up if I see the reissue going cheap somewhere. But I haven't done. So you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? Really. But yeah, it's a bit sad. Mine says, I'm still doing a repeat listen of Jeff Wayne's Word of Words and Quadrophenia. Ba 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 dum ba dum. There's a big box set of that. Have you seen the big? See, there's your thing. Ba 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 dum ba ba dum ba 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 dum ba ba dum bum 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 bum. See, that's almost like listening to the record, isn't it? Bum bum bum, ba ba dum, ba ba dum, bum bum bum, ba dum, ba ba dum, bum bum bum, ba ba dum, bum bum, bum 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 bum. Oh, it won't fit on the screen. Righty-ho. Be prepared to be amazed and astounded by the War of the Worlds. Ba 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 dum ba ba dum bum 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 ba ba dum ba ba dum. Oh, I can't get it all in. That's what she said. Whoops. Move that. Oh, then you can see. Oh, why don't you do this properly? That's better. Look at that. Look at all the discs. Look at the discs. Look at it. It's the ultimate collector's edition. And I know you want it. Oh, you want it good. How much is it, Darren? How much? Are you ready? Are you ready for it? £375. Shipping August 2025. Bum bum bum. Ba-ba-dum. Ba-ba-dum. Bum bum bum. Ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-dum. What's that? Don't worry, you can't afford it, right? I know you can't afford it because you're cheap. But don't worry, they've also got the deluxe edition. Right, here you go. How about that? Hey? You don't get all the discs, you get some of the discs. Bum 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 bum. This one, look, you can see the outer case. Isn't that nice? Bum bum bum. Ba-ba-dum. Ba-ba-dum. How much? How much? Well, let me tell you. 250 quid. Bum 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 bum. So there you go. It's as much War of the Worlds as you can shove in yourself. You will not want to listen to the War of the Worlds after hearing that. Yeah, it's true. Bum bum bum. Ba-ba-dum. Ba-ba-dum. Bum 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 bum. So yeah, it's alright, isn't it? Whoops. Oh, what are you doing that for? Zeb says Gentle Giant live album remix is out soon. I typed this in various editions in this chat. You see the message isn't coming through. Weird. I don't know. What. I was having a bit of a problem, but we got there in the end. Gentle Giant, really? Do we have to do it? I don't want to do Gentle Giant. All that hey nonny nonny stuff. Oh no, I don't know. I find them incredibly irritating. Zeb says weirdly. Oh, you said that. Yeah. Owen says, what do you think about what's been going on with the Who lately? Well, nothing's gone. There was just some. Well, according to Mr. Daltrey, apparently, who's touring himself, said that it's a shit show and that somehow social media and the media have just reported a load of bollocks and that he was never fired in the first place. and it just caused everyone to get really upset. So take that as you will. I know that when I saw some of that. We talked about this before. Some of the teenage cancer stuff was on Royal Albert Hall, I think it was on YouTube, and I watched it, and Daltrey was struggling, but also I thought Zach Starkey himself was having a bit of trouble. Yeah, he wasn't his normal. Now, he's a really good drummer. I've got no issue. I've got no issue with his drumming. I've got no problem with his drumming. Who am I to criticise him? I don't know. But I thought he was a little bit. He'd not been well lately. Did he have something like a thrombosis in his leg and everything? So he was recovering from that, And I thought he wasn't his usual self. And I've got a feeling Daltrey and Townsend, they like things done a particular way. I mean, crikey, they fired Kenny Jones, for Christ's sake. They fired Kenny Jones. Never forgive them for that. So, I don't know. Maybe they said something and something got picked up by someone, and who knows. But he's not fired. He's back with the band. So, so that's that. So it's a bit of a non-story. But I think because Daltrey has his people, and Townsend has his people, the Who aren't a band. They are a business, and I think sometimes communications can get a little bit confused. So. Zeb says, have you banned certain words? Yeah, I have banned certain words. Well, not me personally, but I think YouTube have. I've got a word filter, but I can't tell you what the words are because it's secret. What did you write? If it wasn't too insulting, you should be okay. Alex says, Songs of Distant Earth is one of my favourites. Suggest that version of that would have been good. Exactly. Imagine a surround sound version of it. Not one of my favourites, but I think it would have lent itself lovely to a lovely surround sound mix. A lot of those guitars. I'd like to hear that. I mean, I'm sure there must be some extra bits. I'm sure there's some extra tracks on that record that he hasn't released. It's just a shame that kind of fell away, but. Who knows what the contract was? Maybe they only were contracted up to. Oh God, what was it again? Nope. Killing Fields. Maybe they're only contracted up to that and not the second period. I don't know. Was it Daryl? Was it Daryl Easley who was behind that? I know there was one person who was kind of managing it and doing all that. And maybe there wasn't enough interest. Maybe it was a bit of a cult thing. You never know. That's the problem. Rene says, "What do you think about a power outage? Maybe a cyber attack?" No, apparently it's Green Energy's fault. Yeah, apparently it's just they've got like a renewable energy network, and they were warned a few months ago that it could trip the whole system, and it did. So probably needed a stronger fuse in the fuse box or something. I think again, this is where renewables don't beat good old traditional fossil fuels, because you know what you're getting with fossil fuels, but with renewable energy, with solar, wind, wave, hamsters on treadmills, it's not always consistent. It's not consistent energy. You can get spikes, you can get dips. Sometimes the hamster falls asleep. These things happen, and so that's why you've always got to have at least one nuclear power station at hand, ready to pick up the slack. And I think everyone, and I mean everyone, has been really naive about this. Don't get me wrong, I'm not one of these burn more fossil fuels. Not like Germany, who reclassified fossil fuels as a green fuel just so they could meet their own EU targets. What? But you have to take on nuclear. You have to take it on because we've got more and more people, more and more energy demands, and that's without servers that are responsible for all this. Look at me, I'm responsible for global warming just because I'm talking to you guys. It's all my fault, so you need more and more energy, and then they're going to try and blank out the sun to save the planet. Do you get the feeling those scientists watched The Simpsons and saw who shot Mr. Burns, that episode, and thought, we'll have some of that? Hey, well, really, it should be in a really big fridge. So you can make a really big ice cube and you can put it in the ocean, and that'll cool the ocean down. See? I've just solved global warming. Why aren't I a scientist? Why aren't I in charge? Imagine the chaos there'd be if I was in charge. But yeah, I think it's that. Minuses. Oh, but if you want to talk about cyber attacks, Marks and Spencers. I think it's Marks and Spencers. They're having a real issue with online payments and whatnot, which is probably a cyber attack, and they'd probably be being held to ransom. That is interesting. This isn't any ordinary cyber attack. This is a Marks and Spencers cyber attack. That's only for people in the UK. No one will get that joke. Yeah, move on. Oh, I tell you what was exciting today. I was having a shower. Yeah, I was in the shower, right? But we don't have a shower. We have a bath, which I stand in. It's got a shower. We're simple folk. It was either that, or I stand out in the front of the building, and the missus hosed me down. It's the way it goes. But I was in the shower, right? And suddenly I slipped and I fell out of the shower. Yeah, I fell out of the shower. I grabbed the shower curtain and I broke about 6 shower rings. Ping, 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 ping. It was like that scene in Psycho. You've seen that? And I landed on the wash basket, my arse, and the handle. I've got a newfound respect for that handle of the wash basket, and my arse dented the wash basket lid, went in like that, and I was like, I tell you, my leg, my right thigh is going to be bruised not in the morning. Give it 6 months. In 6 months, my right leg's going to be bruised, but I'm all right. I didn't die. But the missus came in to see if I was all right. I said, I'm fine. I just fell out of the shower. I said, we need to move. We need to move somewhere where there's a walking shower. I'm too old for this. I'm decrepit. My teeth are falling out. Now I'm falling out of the shower. I had my blood test on Monday, so that should be good. I had to book one. It took me 3 weeks to book a blood test. 3 weeks to get the test. Disgraceful. I'm sitting there. These people I'm sitting with are all as old as time themselves. And guess what? They were all moaning about having to take 3 weeks to book a blood test. Oh, that's Starmer's Britain, that is. That's Starmer's Britain. So where are we? Minus says, I think I'm just going to get the original mix on CD pre-mastered. Both War of the Worlds and Quadrophenia have been remixed. Well, there are many different versions of Quadrophenia, aren't there? That's a bit of a rabbit hole to go down. I've got one of the reissued vinyl editions, which is really quite nice actually. Got a nice booklet in it. I did a really good job of the Who remasters, remixes, repressings. But I know there's a few different versions, aren't there? Because Townsend changed his mind. But if you pick up if you pick up there's an SACD edition of War of the Worlds where you can listen to it in surround sound. It's rather good. I think I owned that once. I've probably sold it now. I don't think it's on the shelf. Bom, 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 ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-dum. Alex says, Roger's quite deaf these days. Maybe as a result, he can't sing in a key anymore. I just think it wasn't to his taste. You know, I think, again, he wants things a certain way. I think they both do. I think him and Townsend are like that. They want things to be, it's got to be this way. Don't deviate. You know, that's how the Who exist. You know. Merck says, Darren is a good fella. No, don't trust that. Don't trust them. They're lying. I'm not. I'm terrible. That's it. Stein says, how's the family? I haven't managed to get rid of them yet. They're still here, unfortunately. But there you go. Merck says, black out the sun to save the planet. Yeah, that's what they're doing. You don't believe me. You think this is a fantasy. Scientists to black out sun. News. Oops, go away. Here you go. It's not a lie. Scientists to launch outdoor geoengineering experiments, and yeah, one of them involves blocking out the sun. And it's like, yeah, and that's just balls. It's like, really? My big ice cube is the best idea. Really big ice cube, right? In fact, we don't even need to. We could all do it together. If we all take a single ice cube, all of us, you, me, that man over there, if we all just take one ice cube and we go out and we take it down to the beach and throw it in the sea, we will lower global warming together. See? They're just not thinking right. Just not thinking right. Renee says, no, Darren, slipped over again. How's the teeth? Well, the tooth is gone, but still a bit sore, still twinges. Yeah, I slipped over. It's because I've incredibly slippery feet. Trust me. I've very smooth feet. Look how smooth they are. Look, because I have to keep my feet in such excellent condition. Because I don't know if I've told you this, but I'm a type 2 diabetic. But look, I've got incredibly lovely feet. Look how lovely they are. Now, normally you'd have to pay to see those on my OnlyFans, but I've just given you a free sample. Hey, that's not bad, is it? That's not bad. But I have incredibly very soft feet because I have to take care of them because I'm a diabetic. So I take very good care of my feet, and I put all manner of unguents and potions, and creams and lotions, so that my feet are in tip-top condition. Yeah, I've got two webbed toes, right, on either feet, which is weird because my parents weren't related. Oh, that's weird, but I take incredibly good care of my feet, and so they're very smooth. And so when I step into the shower, it's very slippery. And I didn't even move. I just reached for the soap, and suddenly the whole world just kind of went from under me. And I had one out. I was holding on. I was holding on to the shower thing with the thing. There's a shower control. And I never take my hand off it, just in case. But luckily, the wash basket, which is right next to the bath, made contact with my bottom, and I was wrapped in the shower curtain. It was a bit like I said, it was a bit like that scene from Psycho, but not as sexy, if you like that kind of thing. It was me flailing around going, fucking shit, fuck. I've been demonetised now, because frankly it was embarrassing. I'd embarrassed luckily nobody knows about it. I think I've got away with it. Nobody knows. I don't think anybody knows that I had this accident. Now, the really funny thing was, is it was only a few weeks ago that that I installed a new shower curtain, because our old shower curtain was was a little bit needed refreshing, and I used the old shower rings to put the new one up because I thought, but I had a bag of shower rings, and I said to the missus, I don't think I need these, and I threw them away. And now I need shower rings because I broke about 5 of them when I yanked on the. Yeah. But luckily, nobody knows about it, so don't tell anyone. I think I got away with it, but yeah, just a little bit embarrassing. It's because I got very smooth feet, best feet in the business. I could be a foot model, but there you go. Except I've got 2 web toes on either foot. They're not so bad now. They used to be worse when I was younger, when I was in my 20s. But as I've got older, they've kind of receded. There you go. But yeah, I'm still getting a twinge from the laugh. I tell you, it's been painful the last week. Very painful. But these things happen. But I've got a problem with that tooth. I'm gonna have to go to the dentist again and get him to look at that. But it's so expensive. I'm looking at another 250 quid, and I ain't got 250 quid. It's like, I'm not a rich man. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do about that, because this is the problem with the diabetes. You see, it affects your teeth, and I don't think the dentist I were going to before were paying much attention. I don't think they really cared about my medical condition. They were only interested in the molar, not the molar, the molar. If only they were interested in the molar, I wouldn't have to spend all the molar. But it's the way it is. But I think I've got another problem with this molar. I think I've cracked that one as well, because it's beginning to twinge, and I think it's just gone the same way as that one. And that's the problem. That's the problem with diabetes. It can affect your teeth, and they can become loose. They can fall out. They can literally rot overnight. It was when this all came on me, it was very frightening. I had teeth just go bad, very quickly. And it was during lockdown when I couldn't see a dentist, and I was phoning places up and just getting answering machines because they were not open. And yeah, it wasn't good. Bloody COVID and all that stupid nonsense. But here we are. So yeah, I'm kind of playing catch up. I think it damaged my teeth in that period. And dentists aren't what they used to be. In the old days, you go to the dentist and they look at you, they'd examine you, and they go, yeah, we got a problem there, you got a problem there, and you got a problem there. Now they look at you and go, what's the problem? I go, I don't know. You're the dentist. And they look at you and go, and it's like they want you to spend the money. So it's not like the old days. And but I'm hopefully this new dentist are a bit more sympathetic to my my medical condition. They seem to be, because when I was having that one removed beforehand, before he injected me and everything, he said, here's a sugar sweet. It's like a big cube of sugar. Thought, okay. So I sucked on that, and it was so that I didn't have a diabetic episode. Not that I was going to. I can crash. I can go below 5. It happens a few times now. It's the new medication. It's very effective, and I do come over. I think that's how I fell over on the escalator, because I came over dizzy. It's not how I fell over in the shower. That was my slippery feet. But when I fell over in February and I wanked my knee, I was dizzy on the. It was a stupid thing. Very told me something. I went to turn around because Urban Mum were at the top of the escalator, and I went to turn to them and to tell them, "Oh, we'll see you back up. Stay there. We'll come back round." And I just came over dizzy and fell over an escalator. And then I did a Wile E. Coyote up the escalator in absolute panic, and took a great lump out of my knee. Ruined a pair of jeans. Oh, it broke my heart. That really broke my heart. But yeah, so that was good. They gave me a sugar tablet before the the injection, because maybe it affects the blood, the sugar. I don't know, sugar levels. Maybe you dip. But I thought, well, this guy actually took notice of me. Actually, you know, now I was in the chair for ages, and they never before at the other dentist, and they never did anything like that. So I thought, oh, this guy he actually listened. He actually cares. So I thought, oh, this is good. Maybe these people are good. It's a husband and wife team, young people, young people. Everyone's younger than me, but you know, they seem very professional, and hopefully, because it's like a family dentist, then it should be better rather than going to this establishment that seems more like a McDonald's of dentists. They have branches everywhere, you know what I mean? It's different kind of thing. But I feel it gets me down a bit, because it makes me feel like I'm losing. You know, it makes you feel like you're losing. You know, because I've always taken good care of my teeth. These are my teeth. I've always taken good care of them, and when they go, they go. There's not a lot you can do about it. You know, you can scrub them as hard as you want. You can rinse as much as you want, and they go. And it's really, you feel one, you feel old. 2, you feel useless, and 3, you feel poor because you've just spent a fortune on it. But you have to get it done, because with that one, it was infected. Because the dentist said, yeah, that's infected, it's going to have to come out. And boy, I tasted rot for 3 or 4 days afterwards. It was disgusting. I actually wanted to be sick, because all the poison was coming out. It was like, the missus said she could smell it across the room. She said, boy, it smells like the bins need emptying, you know, because it was all coming out of the, you know, out of the socket, I guess. And but again, that one had been fixed, but obviously there was something wrong with it. It cracked and infection had got into it. So, and if you don't take care of it, you can get sepsis and you can die. So that's why you have to take care of these things, even though it's expensive and you don't like it. But you know, I don't mind going to the dentist. I don't mind having things pulled out. It doesn't scare me. As I said when I was paying, this is the painful bit, because it was. Renee says, sell your worst guitar for 250 quid. Are you kidding me? I like to get a fair price for my guitars. The problem with the guitar market at the moment is no one's buying. And, you know, I don't like to give stuff away. Look, I've got stuff I can sell. There's plenty of stuff I can sell. Like this copy of Sell the World by Anthony Phillips. But no, there's plenty of stuff I can sell. It's not a big deal. I'll figure it out. It's just eBay's gone weird at the moment. eBay is a weird place, and I don't seem to be able to sell any of the shit that I was selling before because they've added this eBay protection fee. Rather than charging us, in the old days they charged us a fee when we sold something. They said, oh, you can sell for free now, and you go, great. And then they go, yeah, but we're going to add money onto, you know, percentage onto every sale that you make, and we're going to add that to the actual visual price of everything you sell. Now, I was selling. I've probably talked about this before, and I'm ever so sorry if I'm repeating myself. I hate repeating myself. He says, coming on here every Tuesday and repeating himself. But I have some old toys, little things like this, which I had up for sale for 50p. And they were selling very slowly. I looked at them, thinking they're not selling. No, because eBay has added 75p to them. So now this 50p little toy is now £1.25. And you go, you idiots. You absolute idiots, eBay. And, I don't know. And I had some guitars listed, and I've not even had a sniff. You know, people are offering me stupidly low offers on guitars. Guitars are worth £500 to £600. Someone's offering me £200 for it, and I'm like, no, that's not good. You know. So I don't know. It's just I think it's a funny moment at the moment. It'll pick up. You know, there's always stuff I can sell. There's always CDs or LPs. I was thinking of sending a load of vinyl. Maybe get rid of some of that Pink Floyd shit, you know. I mean, how many copies of Dark Side of the Moon do I need? How many copies of The Division Bell do I need? How many copies of Piper at the Gates of Dawn do I need? How many copies of sort of... You get the gist of it. How many copies of Animals do I need? You get the gist of it, you know. You know. Oh dear. Maybe it's... Oh, I ain't got my watch on. Oh, I've only got 5 minutes. Oh, I'm doing really well tonight. I'm doing really well. Oh, I haven't cheated once. Mind you, that Mike Oldfield Crisis box set, I could probably sell that for 300 out there. Get rid of those Jethro Tull editions. They're about, I imagine, about 20 quid each. Get rid of those Marillion ones. Those Brian Eno Oblique Strategy sets. I wonder how much they're worth. I've got some good ones. Don't know if you can see. You see, you can see that. See there. That's 3 boxes of Brian Eno Oblique Strategies. Yeah. Come back next week. Maybe I'll show you them. But I've got a really old one. I've got a 2nd edition box, which I got for a stupidly cheap price. I've got like a regular one, but I've also got this red one, which was a limited edition back in the early 2000s. So, who knows how much they're worth? Who knows? There's always bits of rubbish in the house that I could flog if the time comes. The worst thing is if I die and the missus doesn't know what I'm gonna have to write. I'm gonna have to write it all out. She'll get rid of all the good shit for nothing. But I haven't got a worse guitar. What's my worst guitar? I don't know. What's my worst guitar? I don't know. Andrew says, I'm off, Darren. Getting ready for Get Hammered tomorrow. Oh, man. Don't get drunk. Don't get drunk. Be like me. Be teetotal. Get high on life and walking the dog really fast. And all that, you know, all that pornography that I watch. And Renee says, you'll regret selling the Marillion ones. Maybe. Have fun, yeah, indeed. Renee's talking to Andrew, he's not talking to me, but I'm going to have fun. But also, in June, got the Switch 2 bloody launch as well, which is going to be expensive, but I've got some Switch stuff I'm going to sell. Just cover that. I've got my original Switch, which I've got to back up onto the new one. So that'll be covered. So there's going to be lots of shuffling things around in June. And it's May this week as well, yeah? Tremor says, how many guitars does it take till you become good? You're talking to me. I don't ever intend to become good. For I'm already a master. I don't know. I don't think you need any guitars, because to be really good, you play the air guitar. Why? Are you good, Trammell? Are you good? Are you good at playing the guitar? It's good when people come on to insult you, isn't it? The good thing is, right, is I don't care, because I'm old and I record music whether you like it or not, because it's what I do and I enjoy it. Whether you think it's good or bad, it's of no consequence to me, because I enjoy doing it. I do it for me. I don't do it for you. So, you know, you can insult me. It really does. It's like shit off a shovel. It really is. It's like shit off a shovel. I know I'm useless. I know I'm old. I know I'm ugly. I know I'm crap. You know, I've heard it all before. I've heard it all before, and you know, it's really kind of dull. You know. But anyway, thanks. Oh, I forgot to. Let me just. There you go. Bye. And Andrew says, Rene, it's my birthday. He has to get drunk. He has to get drunk. It's the law. Because I don't know if you know this, in the UK, the law is when it's your birthday, when anyone over 18, on your birthday, you have to go out and get drunk, mindlessly drunk. It's the law. They will arrest you if you don't do that, right? It's the same when you're first born. It comes into the world, you have to go out and get drunk. They call that wetting the baby's head. We have many traditions. Many traditions. Again, the Europeans, you should be aware of this. You have some of those traditions too. We got them from you, did we not? So yeah, that's why he has to go and get drunk, because it's all part of the law. Anyway, blimey, I've done me time. Hopefully you haven't suffered as much as I have. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you had a lark. Hopefully it's been a laugh, and we'll do this all again soon. Happy birthday to Andrew, who he's 79. He's not doing bad for 79. He's still got his leg up. Oh yeah, he can still do the can at 79. Can old Andrew? So all the best. And like I said, if they give you the bumps, leg it. 79, getting the bumps. It's not good. It's a lot of bumps. Oh man. Oh god, I'm gonna have to block you again, you fucker. Oh bye. You can keep going, man. You can insult me as much as you want with your soccer accounts. You will just get blocked, man. I got no time for you. Come on, be nice. You get more with honey than with vinegar, you know. Come on. And this is see ya. I was just doing my wind up. See ya, Rene. See you, Rene. See you, Andrew. See you, Merc. See you, Sty. See you, Alex. See you, Minor. See you, Zeb. See you, Owen. See you, see you, DJ. And that's it. I think we did everyone. And if I've missed you, I'm ever so sorry. But everyone, thank you for everyone who's contributed. Thank you. You helped the hour and a half to go. I need you. I need you to make it move. And yeah, like I said, we'll do this all again next time. If you can't be good, be safe. But more importantly, don't tell your mother. Night night.